Hello, welcome back to another episode of Legally Feral. I just want to start off by saying so many people, well, not so many, but the last episode last week got, this is gonna sound stupid, but like 20 streams, which is like good for me and for our first podcast back. So starting strong. Thanks guys, all my fans. This episode I wanted to talk about being a woman, and not like in a feminist, like, woe is me kind of way, or I'm gonna try not to, like, make it like that, but just, like, talking about all the things we go through as women that men don't understand. So if you're a man, listen to this. Men don't listen to this fucking anyway. Yeah, just keep keep on going if you're not a woman, or if you don't wanna talk about women. And just, yeah, talk about women and pregnancy a little bit, just because I am pregnant, and I didn't know a lot about I still don't know anything about pregnancy really, but I've been reading a lot more about it and, like, learning things I never knew, and I'm just like, "Bruh." Like, if you've never been pregnant or, like, didn't get taught, like, a good or, like, didn't have a good health class growing up, like, I had health class, but I didn't learn anything about I learned, like, vagina, penis, like, nothing. I was in Catholic school too, so yeah, I didn't learn anything about my own body, and actually okay, well, let's start on the topic of women's bodies and how freaking incredible they are. But first, kids, especially young girls, do not get enough education about their bodies and what it's like being a woman, woman's reproductive system, how our bodies work, etc. Like, they just don't. Like, I don't know how health classes are nowadays. I don't have a kid. I don't know any, like, young girls. But I'm just gonna assume that it's kind of like how it was for us, at least for me. Like, again, some people might have had a really good health class, but I didn't, especially in Catholic school. Don't have sex at the end. And then in high school, we had a health class and we watched the birth of a baby. Like, that was it though. Like, we didn't learn all the important things we needed to know about our bodies. It's just don't have sex, bad, STDs, the end. And it's like, okay, well, there's so many other things that are going on with our bodies, especially women. And it's just crazy that we don't learn about all the stuff. And it's just wild. And growing up, I didn't even know what a fucking period was. Like, I went to Catholic school. No one really talked about that. My mom didn't really, like, have those talks with me. And I was so, like, sheltered. I didn't know anything. And, like, I remember I was in the bathroom in my Catholic school, and there was this girl who, like, she came out of the stall and she was crying and she was like, "Oh my God, like, I just got my," and then she didn't, like, say anything. She just took her finger and, like, like, pointed at the wall, like, touched the wall, like, poked the wall, like, dot, like, and I was like, What is happening right now? What's happening?" And she just kept doing it. She's like, "I got my," and I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" We were like, I don't know, maybe 6th grade, maybe 5th grade, and I was like, "What are you saying?" She's like, "Period," like, period at the end of a sentence. I'm making a period, like, on the wall. I'm like, I literally thought I was in the fucking Twilight Zone. I was like, 1, now that I look back on it, why the fuck were you just say period? Like, why were you being sus? Like, what? And 2, I didn't know what she was doing or what the fuck a period was, so I was like, "Oh my God," like, yeah, I had to explain to your girl, and she like, "It's when you start bleeding," and immediately I'm just, like, concerned. I'm just like, "I don't wanna be bleeding. What are you talking about? What's happening?" She's like, "Every woman," I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I swear to God, I never heard any anything about this. So I go home, I ask my mom. She's like, "Yeah, you get your period at a certain age." I'm just like, that would have been nice to fucking know. That would have been nice to know. And then, like, not even a couple months later, I'm peeing and, oh, I'm bleeding. And yeah, she explained to me what it was, but not really in depth, or like not really about, like, I knew about pads and tampons, but like I knew what they were. That was it. So obviously I'm terrified. My mom's at work, my dad's home, and I'm like locked in the bathroom, terrified to go tell my dad, like, I got my period and I need, I guess, a fucking pad because I'm not sticking anything up my fucking vagish. Like, what? And I eventually had to go get my dad, and he was like, "You're a woman." I'm like, I'm gonna throw the fuck up. And I, found the pads and all was well. And then I never put a tampon in until last year at 27 because I just never used them. And then I never got a period because I was on birth control. So then I didn't eat anything. And then now that I went off birth control and I was like, I'm getting a period again. Let's try tampons. And obviously it's no big deal. But like growing up, I was so fucking terrified. And I just wasn't educated on like how my body worked. And looking back on that, I'm like, that is so sad. And I don't want my daughter, if I have a daughter, when I have a son, he's gonna be educated on the female body as well, because you have a mother and your mother, this is how the female body works. Because when you grow up, you're gonna be fucking educated and know about women's bodies because they're beautiful and magical. But especially if I have a girl, sex and, things about their body, it's going to be talked about so so heavily, because I don't want her to kind of be like I was and not know a goddamn thing and be terrified of my own body. And I'm just now that I'm pregnant, and it's ever since I started tracking my cycle, I'm learning more about my own body, getting more in tune with my own body and like hormones and how it works. And it's like crazy. I'm 20 years old and I'm learning all this stuff. And it's like, it shouldn't be like that. Like, you should learn this stuff. It's your fucking body. Like, you should know what's going on as soon as you can comprehend it. Like, I mean, obviously there's topics you don't bring up so they're older, but like basic anatomy stuff is like, what's happening? Like, I didn't even know the shape, like, inside, like, what organs I had. Like, nothing. Like, it's insane. It was fucking insane. But yeah, so female body is crazy. Tracking your cycle, I highly recommend doing that. Like I said, I didn't get a period until I got off birth control, like, 2 years ago. And I was like, I haven't had a period in, like, literally 10 years. I've been on birth control forever, most of my adult life, and even child. I went on it for acne. They're like, "Oh, it's gonna help clear your skin up." And I was like in 8th grade. I'm like, I don't even know what sex is. I don't even, like, what's happening. Why am I on birth control? But whatever. I was on it and didn't get a period for a while. And then 2 years ago, I'm like, let me get off this bitch to try to, like, I was just reading a lot about how it affects your hormones. And some women have no side effects on birth control. I myself did not. It was great. Um, like I said, no period. I had no side effects, but I just felt like I never know my body, like, wasn't in tune with my body. And I was like, I felt like I needed to get off birth control to regulate my hormones and like my depression and anxiety, like see if it helped with that and just like all this stuff. So I got off, immediately got a period, and I was like, I haven't bled in so long since I was like a teenager. So it was crazy. But then I started doing the Natural Cycles app, um, which if you have an Apple Watch or an Oura Ring, I started with my Apple Watch. It like tracks the temperature of your body, like when you're sleeping, when you wake up, like all this stuff. And it's really cool, and you can like track your ovulating days, and just all things about your cycle. You could put in like symptoms, like how you're feeling when it like tracks your period, like when it's going to start, like whatever. You can take ovulation tests and then put the results in there, and it helps the algorithm in the app like better understand when you're ovulating. And then it's like red and green days. Red days are like when you're super fertile, and the green days when you're not. So it can help you with like a birth control in that aspect, like have sex when you're, in your not fertile days if you're not trying to get pregnant. But it helps with if you're trying to get pregnant, seeing what days you're fertile and ovulating, and helps you, get pregnant. And then when I got an Oura Ring, it just tracks it so much better, because Oura Rings, let me hype up Oura Ring real quick. Like, amazing. Having a fucking Oura Ring has made me, again, more in tune with my body than ever before. Like, it works so good with the Natural Cycles app, with tracking your temperature, your stress, your exercise, all that stuff, and it goes into the Natural Cycles app, and the Apple, the Apple exercise, whatever, goes in the Aura app. So the Aura app is everything, and has like your stress, let me open the Aura app right now so I can better tell you guys. They just updated the Aura app, and it's cute. I love her. Yeah, so it gives you like an overall readiness score, and like your sleep score, your activity, heart rate, stress. Mine says pregnancy now because I have it set for that because I am pregnant. You can customize because there's like other things, and it tells you if there's like signs that your body's like stressed or something's going on. And it said that I had minor signs of like it'll say, like, "Your biometrics show minor signs of something straining your body." And I was fucking pregnant. Like, it knew before I knew. Like, crazy. Yeah, it tracks everything so well, and I'm obsessed, and it makes you wanna, like, be better. Like, "Oh, I wanna get my sleep score up. Oh, I wanna get my overall readiness score up. Oh, I wanna get my steps in." Like, make sure I'm not as stressed. "Oh, my stress was low today." Like, I did a good job managing my stress. Like, I don't know, it just really, helps with all that stuff, and then also with the tracking of your cycle. So their Oura rings are expensive depending on what color, and they have like the brand new kind now. But I have an Oura ring. Yeah, I have an Oura ring 4. She's rose gold. She's perfect. But I think it was like Danny got it for me, so I don't know exactly, but I think it was like 500 something dollars, maybe closer to 600 because you had to pay for the membership. A lot of money, but it's fucking worth it. And the battery lasts for like a week, maybe a little bit more, but probably like a week. But it's really amazing. I highly suggest. You can do all the tracking with your Apple Watch too, or like a Garmin. Danny uses Garmin, but I think Oura Ring is like the most. And they have other like smart ring things out there, but I just got an Aura and I love it. So I haven't tried anything else, but let me know if you guys have. I can give better advice to you guys all on that. But anyway, so tracking your cycles definitely helps you get more in tune with your body. Highly recommend. So on the topic of pregnancy now, like I said, have been reading a couple books. My mother-in-law got me the What to Expect When You're Expecting book that like every fucking mom reads, and I've been keeping up with my weeks and like reading it, and it is very informative. I've also just been like looking online and just like random facts and stuff, and I wanted to share some facts with you guys if you didn't know, because I'm gonna read through them too, because I've never heard of some of these either. So I'm just gonna like read through them and be like, this is crazy. So some of you guys might know these, some of you might not, and I'm teaching you some new facts. So first, some of these are like obvious, but I'm just gonna read them and talk about them. But first one is your favorite foods may be your baby's favorite food. Period. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A and Cane's. That baby's gonna come out loving chicken, loving that motherfucking cow from Chick-fil-A, Polynesian sauce. He's gonna be, give me the Polynesian sauce right now, take me to Chick-fil-A the minute I slide out. Like, let's slide. I'm gonna slide out of your vajish, and we're gonna slide over to Chick-fil-A, because that baby, it's crazy. It's crazy. It says, are carrots your favorite vegetable? It's possible that it will be your baby's too. Well, that's crazy. I don't eat vegetables, so I need to eat more, but definitely not gonna be my baby. Vegetables are not gonna be my baby's favorite thing, but that's okay, because we'll work through it. Sense of smell strengthens, obviously, and maybe some people didn't know that. My husband did. My husband did, God bless him, didn't know a lot of things. I'm like, that's a pregnancy thing. He's like, what? I'm like, yep, I'm being this way because I'm pregnant. Like, it's a thing. He's like, that's crazy, like, blah, blah. Like, no, it's not. I'm like, it literally is. Like, it's freaking crazy. Like, I was telling him there's this thing, it's called something when a man feels pregnancy symptoms that a woman has. It's called something. I don't know what it's called. I don't feel like finding it, but he sometimes feels the same things I feel, and I'm like, that's a thing. He's like, it's literally all in my head. I'm like, I mean, yeah, it is probably just like a head mental thing, but it's a fucking thing. So you're not alone. But it's crazy. But yeah, sense of smell strengthens. Women who are pregnant may have a heightened sense of smell. Why? The hormones that cause a woman to have morning sickness, nausea, or vomiting also play a role in a woman's sense of smell. Yeah, in the first trimester, our apartment has like a new apartment smell, and I can't fucking get rid of it. Like, I'm trying, like candles, everything. I think it's getting a little better, but I could not stand the smell. Like, it made me fucking sick. I would have to stay in the room, because our room doesn't smell as bad as it does out here in the kitchen and living room. So I was like staying in bed, mostly because I couldn't stand the smell of the fucking living room. And I would literally be under the blanket so I wouldn't smell the new house smell. And it made me fucking sick. Our closet smells like the new like apartment smell. And every time I go in our closet, it still smells. I'm like, ugh, like gagging, because that was my sense of smell with that stuff was off the charts. Sweat increases. I haven't noticed that. Yeah, I'm already a sweaty gal, but it's getting colder, so I'm not as sweaty. But I mean, okay, I have noticed it when I sleep. I'm more like wake up with night sweats. So that was, like, really bad in the beginning. That's kinda one of the symptoms that I was like, "Ooh," found out, like, I am pregnant. But that's really it. Nesting instincts kick in. I did not know what nesting was. I heard everyone saying, "Nesting," and I'm, like, on these TikToks and, like, Instagram reels, and I'm just like, "What is nesting?" So this is something I learned recently, but many pregnant women experience the nesting instinct. This feeling is the intense need to organize, clean, and decorate the house in anticipation of the arrival of a baby. However, not all women experience the nesting instinct. Well, obviously, I'm really early on still, 13 weeks, but maybe I will experience this. I don't know. All I know is I am so fucking lazy. I'm not organized. I'm clean when I want to be, and I like to decorate, but I do that anyway. So maybe I will start to organize, clean, and decorate before the baby comes and get all the stuff ready. But I hope I do that. But that just doesn't sound like me. It just doesn't sound like I'm a nester. But we'll see. Concentration can become difficult. Yeah, I already have ADHD. I have really bad issues with that, but I haven't noticed yet that it's become more difficult. I'm just always out of it. The pregnancy glow is real. I'm waiting. I've heard so many things about this, obviously, the pregnancy glow. And like, I'm just at the end of the first trimester, beginning of the second, 13 weeks, and maybe the glow. I've heard a lot of people say the second trimester is the best for them, and then they feel like better and they get the glow, whatever. Like, right now I'm feeling disgusting. My skin it's not horrible, but it's not I wouldn't say it's glowing. And I feel fat. I haven't even gained like weight yet, like maybe like 2 pounds, but I just know it's coming, and I already didn't like my body before. So, she's not feeling glowy, but maybe she'll get there. It says a pregnant woman's hormones combined with the natural stretching of the skin causes the pregnancy glow. How does stretching of the skin cause glow? But whatever. As mentioned before, there is an increase in blood volume during pregnancy. The extra blood is sent to the uterus and organs, in particular the kidneys. More blood is brought to the blood vessels, and there is an increase in oil gland secretion. Therefore, pregnancy glow occurs. No, you're just oily. I don't get it. I hope I get it. Like, I hope I become glowy, but I don't. Shoes might not fit. Okay, that's like way later on when you're like fear swelling. But right now, again, we're early. Quick movement should be avoided. Well, I'm quick. I'm super quick. And sometimes I'll do something and, like, obviously, I'm not even showing yet, but I'll do something. I'm like, ooh, I'm pregnant. Probably shouldn't have, like, lifted that or done that. I'm like, fuck. Pregnant woman's body must prepare itself for birth. It does so with the production of a hormone called relaxin. This hormone relaxes the ligaments, but can make a woman more prone to injury. Great, I'm already prone to injury. How? Relaxin loosens the ligaments in a woman's body, making her less stable. I do be falling down a lot already. Like, my ankles give out my knees for some reason, so that's kind of scary that might happen more. I already fell. We were mini golfing with our friends, and I literally, my ankle just gave out, and I fell on the mini golf course. This was like a couple weeks ago, so I was pregnant, and they were like, "Oh my God, are you?" I'm like, "Bye, I'm fine," but like, I be falling. My husband's like, "You're not supposed to fall. You're pregnant." I'm like, I'm trying my best. Okay. Shocking birth facts. Great. I hate thinking about birth. I'm terrified of it, but I'm trying. I'm working through it in therapy, and I really just want to stop being fucking terrified and having nightmares of it. That'd be great. Water won't always break. I knew this. Only 1 in 10 mothers experience their water breaking before the onset of labor. I kind of hope mine doesn't break, because I feel like that in the movies, like, it's like, oh, my water broke, and it's like, I don't want that. In fact, someone will never experience their water breaking. A doctor may have to break the amniotic sac. Like, what is that word? Amniotic sac. I can't. If the cervix is already dilated. Oh my God. Like, again, love getting in tune my body, learning about pregnancy, because it's happening to me as we speak. But again, because I didn't know anything about my own body when I was a kid, I'm still a little bit freaked out by my own body, and like the the idea of giving birth and all these fucking I'm just like, eh. Like, it just makes me it gives me, makes me want to throw up, but whatever. Um, a few meals may have to be skipped. Often once labor, that's crazy. Didn't know that. Often once labor begins, women are no longer allowed to eat. They can have clear liquid or ice chips, but that's it until after birth. What if your labor's like really long? Well, hell no. The reason for this is because of the possibility of a C-section. If a woman has food in her stomach and she is under anesthesia, food could get into the airways. That makes sense, but fuck. Push this sucker. Like I said, we're pushing the baby out. I'm starving. We're going to Chick-fil-A. Or someone's going to go get me Chick-fil-A. I'm calling it. Actions could be the worst part. I mean, I've heard that. The pain caused by contraction grows as labor continues for women who opt for an epidural. Contractions may end up being the most painful part of labor. Yeah, I've heard that. I go back and forth if I want to like natural birth it or epidural it. And I'm just like, this is my first child. I don't know what the pain's going to be like. I'm like, should I just fucking try to suck it up until the last possible minute? And then if I really am like, all right, give me that fucking epidural, I think we're going to go with that. It must have happened so fast and I can't get an epidural. You don't know the circumstances or whatever, but I don't know. I think we're going to go with the epidural unless I try to stick it out for as long as I can. And I'm like, all right, this is like fine. Let's just get this shit over with and I don't need one. Like, cool. But I'm definitely not against getting an epidural. For sure. The body reacts to labor in different ways. Duh. Many women experience nausea and vomiting during the birthing process. Don't like that. Others may experience diarrhea or flatulence before or during labor. While pushing, a woman may lose control of her bladder or bowels. Yeah, I've heard that. Shitting yourself. I can't wait for that. It's not over after the baby is born. That's fun. I love that. The birthing process isn't quite over once the baby is born. A woman must still deliver the I've heard this and it literally makes me want to pass out. Not that it's not even that bad, but like the placenta, it's like a worm. I can't. A woman must still deliver the placenta if she gave birth vaginally. After a woman gives birth to her baby, she will continue to have a mild contractions. The woman's healthcare provider may rub her stomach. I've heard they like push really hard on your stomach to get the placenta out, to encourage the uterus to expel the placenta. Like, the uterus is going to expel the placenta. That's gross. Prefer bleeding post-delivery. I've heard that. Stitches may be necessary. Yeah, you could rip. Everyone knows that. Maybe not. Newborn facts. I know, not like, I'm learning a lot about pregnancy, but like, then I have to take the baby home, and again, I don't know anything about babies, so let's read these newborn facts. Newborns have more bones. Didn't know this. I thought they were squishy. A baby comes into the world with more bones than an adult. What? However, over time, these extra bones eventually fuse together. A newborn is born with around 300 bones, and by the time the baby has grown into adulthood, he or she will only have 206. That's a cool fact. I'm going to ask my husband when he gets home if he knew that. He didn't for sure know that. Newborns do not cry tears. What the fuck? I'm learning so much. You guys are probably listening to this and you're like, you're dumb as fuck. But I don't care. I know nothing. I've never had a baby, obviously. I've never known a baby. I've never, nieces, nephew, I've never been around a baby. I've never even held a baby. I've held like toddlers. But like a baby with its head is like flopping around like a newborn. Nope. Never even been around one. So I don't know anything. But newborns do not cry tears. A newborn can holler and scream, but he or she cannot actually cry tears right away. Tears do not show up until about 3 weeks of age because their tear ducts only produce enough tears to lubricate the eyes. That's cool. As his or her glands develop, the baby will produce more tears. Wow. Newborns eat a lot. Yeah, I knew that. Separation anxiety doesn't happen right away. That makes sense. Smiles are for different reasons. Baby smile can be primarily attributed to gas or reflexes for up to 6 weeks. I've heard that. Parent will be able to recognize the difference between a reflexive and a responsive smile in their baby. Reflexive smiles are random and short, whereas a responsive smile is bigger and lasts longer. Dry skin is normal. Damn, he gonna be ashy? Just kidding. Baby is surrounded by amniotic fluid for 9 months. Okay, so he moisturized while in the womb. Once he or she is born and meets the air, their skin dries out. That makes sense, Could do some lotion, baby. Newborns sleep a lot, but not for long. Yeah, I've heard that. Okay, so those were the 22 facts of pregnancy, birth, and newborns. You're welcome for that. If you didn't care, sorry that you're still here and listening. So there's some facts. I didn't know a lot of those, so that's cool. Yeah, and then I've just been reading about, like, the pelvis and how that works and it's just, like, fascinating, but at the same time disgusting. So that's my take is it's beautiful and wonderful, and women's bodies really are so amazing. Like, I'm doing that thing right now. Like, I'm growing a child. Like, every time I get an ultrasound, they're, like, rubbing on my belly, and they're like, "There's the baby." I'm just like, "How? How is that thing in there? Are you sure?" They're like, "There's the heartbeat." What? It's just it blows my mind and Danny's mind every time we're just like, and we're still so early along, so I can't even imagine once I have a belly and the baby's big and I feel it move, I know I'm gonna be so freaked out, but it's kinda cool, but kinda scary at the same time. So that's cool. I've also been seeing a lot because a lot of pregnancy content is coming up on my algorithm. I've been seeing a lot about breastfeeding versus not breastfeeding. Now, anytime I thought about birth, I never thought about breastfeeding. Well, I would think about breastfeeding, but I'd be like, well, I'm not gonna breastfeed because I hate my boobs already. They're huge, and I don't need my baby or a baby like all up on them. Get away from them. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe you don't. And, like, also, I've heard it's, like, kinda painful. So and I know people will say, "Oh, it's not that bad," but, like, also the first part, like, don't touch my boobs. Like, ew. I don't know. So I never thought I wanted to breastfeed. Then I'm, like, saying, like, "Oh, it's better for the child," like, whatever, and then some people are like, "I never breastfed my baby. They're fine. They're smart. They're healthy." So now I'm seeing a lot of, like, a fed baby is a a a good baby, like, whatever, as long as they're being fed. So, the whole breastfeeding thing, I think it's weird to shame moms, whether they choose to breastfeed or not, who fucking cares, as long as the baby's getting fed, like or some people can't breastfeed, but even if they don't want to, they don't want to. Leave it alone. Well, so, I haven't quite decided. I think I'm going to try. Maybe for a couple weeks or a month. Unless I do it and I'm like, "Oh, this is chill, like, cool." And I'm not, like, super again, I'm really insecure about my boobs, and so if I start getting weird about them and it hurts and I'm just like, "Ugh," and it's a lot of time and I just don't like it, I'm stopping and we're going to formula, like, that's just gonna be how it is. But I'm definitely gonna try it, but no one's gonna shame me into, like, switching to formula, like, I'm gonna do what I want, and the baby's gonna be fine, period. So shaming women is weird, shaming moms is weird, and I don't get it, and I don't like it. So stop, okay? That's my take on breastfeeding. Yeah. Bump date. Let's do a bump date on my pregnancy, like a little update. There is no bump. Like I said before, I'm not showing. It's kinda hard to tell if I'm showing or not, or, like, slightly growing just because I lost so we can talk about body image, that's fun. So back in February, I started on a GLP-1. I don't know if I've shared that. Okay, well, now I have. It wasn't like a secret. I just kinda was just chilling, but I started on that. It worked. I mean, I had no appetite, like, whatever, but it worked, and I lost, like, 25 pounds, and it was really awesome. I was down to, like, 170 counting, but then I wanted to get off it for the wedding because I couldn't lose any more weight because my wedding dress wouldn't fit. Because yeah. So I was like, "I'm gonna get off of it and then maybe go back on it after the wedding." Well, then I got pregnant, so obviously I'm not gonna go back on it. So immediately, like, from honeymoon to now, so, like, couple months, obviously, I'm not eating the best, I'm not working out as much as I'd be, so I'd gained, like, 10 pounds back, and probably more, and so I'm like, "Ugh," like, my belly's never been flat, I have, like, a B-shaped belly, I just learned what that was. If you don't know what it is, look it up. But that's kinda how my belly's shaped, it's, like, weirdly shaped, I think. So, I've always had, like, a weird belly, it's never been, like, completely flat, like most women's aren't, but, like, mine really is, of course, like but then obviously I've gained weight, and so my belly's looking crazy, and so I already hated the belly and my stomach, and now that I'm pregnant, I'm just so worried about how it's gonna, like, round out, or if it's gonna round out, or if I'm just gonna look fat the whole time. I'm, like, actually terrified, so that's fun, but yeah, I've gained weight, and I'm really insecure about my body, and I'm working on that in therapy, but I don't wanna sit here and be like, being a woman is stupid because of all the insecurities we have, and men have insecurities too, but women are just, expected to look a certain way or, you know, all that fun stuff, so I've always struggled with well, not always, not really in high school, but my later adult years, I've my social anxiety, and I've just struggled with body image, so I never really thought that how that would translate into pregnancy, but here we are, and I'm just, like, really scared I've gained weight. Not even because of the pregnancy yet. I'm just eating, like, not good. I'm trying to do more exercises. I'm gonna hopefully start running or just, like, stairmastering more or, like, incline walking, but, like, just trying to move my body more, so I don't gain too much weight from the pregnancy, but I've already gained weight just from, like, honeymoons to now just because I'm eating like shit. So I just feel guilty about that, not liking my body, and now I know my body's gonna continue to change, the belly, and I'm just nervous. Again, like, if I'm gonna have a pregnancy belly, I know it's not gonna be a cute tiny girl because 'cause I'm not tiny, but is it even gonna look like I'm pregnant, or am I just gonna look fat? And I'm really scared. So that's my little body rant. So I'm not gonna sit here and just be like, you guys need to love yourself. I mean, you do. Body, love your body. No one even gives a fuck what your body looks like. They love you for you. They don't fucking care. Body dysmorphia is a real thing. You look in the mirror, you see something that's not even what someone else sees. And that's what I get a lot. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, you're fine. I'm just like, okay, well, like, I see a 600-pound woman in the mirror. I just do. So I know loving your body is hard. And as women, we feel pressure to look a certain way, but just know that your body is your body. Just move your body. And, as long as you're moving your body and you feel good, period. That's all that fucking matters. But yeah, interested to see how my body changes during this pregnancy. But as for more bump date, that's really all I have since the last time we talked. It's only been a fucking week. Today I went and did my NIPT, like, genetic test, blood test. So those results take about a week, and then we'll know if the results, what the genetic results are. Hopefully everything comes back good, and then also confirm the gender. So confirming that it's a boy. And I just can't wait to confirm the gender so I can update my registry and all that jazz. So that's a bump date. Nothing crazy. But yeah, that's kind of a pregnancy pod. I'm sorry if that was kind of boring. If you're not pregnant, you don't give a fuck about being pregnant or whatever. But one thing I'll say that I did want to talk about is women just being haters on other women. Like, yeah, men suck. Men do a lot of horrible things to women, and don't get me wrong, like, Jax, hey! Sorry, my cat is trying to scale the Christmas. Okay, I don't know what recorded and what didn't. That was crazy because my cat wants to act a fool. Okay, anywho, yeah, women are so fucking mean to each other for no reason. Mean girls are a thing, and I just wanted to give a little PSA to stop being mean to other women. Like, we're supposed to be in this together. We already go through some hard ass shit. And, like, stop being mean. Support your friends and whatever the fuck they want to do. Is just stop. Like, being a mean girl is gross. And I don't know, I just can't. I just can't stand it. Like, a girl's girl. Like, be a girl's girl. And, like, girls say they are girls when they're not. But, like, for real, be a girl's girl. Like, I'm here to support anybody and what they want to do. I tell people how it is. I'm real as fuck. But I'm still going to support you in your dreams and whatever you want to do. And I'm not going to be mean. Like, why are we judging people? Like, we're all going through this life for the first time. And we're all struggling with our own demons and stuff, And just, like, stop judging other women. It's annoying as fuck. So that's my PSA on that. But yeah, this pod was just about, pregnancy and don't fucking judge other women. Didn't really talk about that for that long, but yeah, being a woman is just crazy. Like, I wouldn't want to be a man. I'm glad I'm a woman, but just know that I'm a woman, and I see you and I feel for you, and I know the struggles that you're going through because all women go through the same struggles, and we need to stay united. So I know it's hard, and I know there's so many things, the list goes on and on that we go through as women. Like, but I promise that you're gonna get through whatever hard time you're going through, and you need to have good friends and good girlfriends and family to support you. And if you don't, I can be that for you. I'm here to support you. If you ever need to talk, I'm here. But that's the pod for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Love my women. Girls grow for life. And if you were a man listening to this for some reason, but I hope there's none, we love you too. We love the men, the good men. But being a woman is fucking awesome. And you should be really excited and proud to be a girl, be a woman, because we're badass bitches. Anywho, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Stay feral. Bye.